Hello guys, I'm Mono, and well, me and my friends have completely broken this game. We've broken hell loose. What you're seeing on screen right now is a way to gain 700 experience per minute, which is just nuts. This will get you basically everything that you want to unlock. This is the way you do it as fast as humanly possible. Because we found out a way where you can have unlimited supplies just down on the ground and use those supplies to build AT guns over and over and over again, non-stop. You can build one in like 5 seconds. Each one you build gives you 100 XP, which is just insane because it gives you 50 XP from the gun itself, and then it gives you 50 additional XP from the 50 supplies that you used if you're the guy that got into the truck and unloaded those supplies, which is obviously extremely easy to do. I've known about this for quite some time, basically since update 11 launched, because I didn't have the FG42 and I wanted to make a video on the new guns and the new, basically the new update. So I set out to grind for the FG42 with Fachi and Buchko, and we found out a way to do this that is just insane. Previously, I've done a video on like extreme grinding done on my part using 2 accounts and just using the engineer to build stuff constantly, and using one account with Commander, driving the supply truck and dropping supplies, using the airborne drop supplies, basically every tool at your disposal. This is like so much easier. It's completely broken. So basically the way this works is this will only work in offensive, where you need to select the attacking team and then you can drop supplies basically infinitely in the spawn, which is something that you can't regularly do in warfare mode. And since the radius at which the supply truck gets resupplied with 2 extra boxes of supplies is quite large around this crane thing, which means you can basically poop boxes one after the other one and create this gigantic supply box snake train thing, which means you have unlimited supplies to build pretty much anything you want. And the first time we actually did this, we were using the engineer, building nodes and stuff. Basically, the engineer drops the blueprints, and whatever class you want to level up, you use to hammer that. So you get XP points corresponding to the amount of supplies used to build whatever you built. So you can build a ton of barbed wire or barricades or hedgehogs, anything that's really quickly to construct, that will get you a lot of XP, right? However, the engineer, there's only a set amount of blueprints that you can build, and then if you want to rebuild something, you have to basically dismantle or destroy whatever you built in the first place, which makes it so you have to rotate roles, and it's just very complicated. Well, now with the recent changes in update 11, where you can drop your blueprint to basically dismantle whatever you had built, so you can build an AT gun and then you can just drop a blueprint for another that will replace it. Once that one is built, you can just build AT guns one after the other non-stop, and that gives you so much experience. It is just ridiculous. So basically any class that has a hammer, so for example no spotter or recon classes, anything that has a hammer you can use with a friend. Your friend drops the AT blueprint for the gun, and then you just hammer that and repeat over and over and over and over again. It is obviously extremely boring, but it's also hilarious. And if you do this like listening to a podcast or watching TV or whatever, it's a very mechanical thing to do. You can get it down to a precise science, basically. If the guy that's dropping the AT gun blueprint pays attention, if you start dropping the blueprint when the guy hammering is at his 3rd strike with the hammer, then as soon as he builds the AT gun, you have the blueprint down, which means basically 0 downtime for this. Now, a few caveats on this method is that, first of all, I don't think you can do this on console, because I don't think you're gonna find an offensive match, empty server where you can do this, right? That's unless they add the server browser to the console version. I don't think you're gonna be able to do this. On PC, you can do this. However, once you cap the first point, then you can no longer drop supplies nonstop with the truck at the HQ. So, you know, you have to have an empty server for this. And you also have to have friends, because you need to create a squad. Then you have to switch out, you know, basically an officer-less squad if you want to level up a specific class that is not the officer. And, you know, so it takes some setting up and some coordination to do this properly. So I don't think this is gonna like completely break the XP system that the game has. But I would like to see this patched, because, you know, it's just such a dumb thing. But I'm not sure how you go about doing that, because, you know, being able to build a new blueprint when your AT gun is still out there in the field is a really good, like, quality of life thing that you can have in the game that is currently in the game. And being able to drop supplies at the HQ can be useful in offensive mode, you know, to build nodes, or like, I think that's something that should be the case, maybe. But obviously they need to either reduce the timer where, you know, the supply truck maybe can't get resupplied again if, I don't know, 30 seconds have not passed since you dropped the supplies or something. Like, I don't know how they fix this, but, you know, I guess eventually they will have to. You know, speaking of supplies and supply trucks at the HQ, I think, honestly, like, you should be able to drop supplies from the truck no matter what mode you're playing, wherever you want on the map, right? Because currently you can't do this on warfare mode. You can't drop supplies in the first HQ area using the supply truck, which means that you can't really use that truck to defend or to build fortifications in that last barrier. And I don't know, I think they need to change that, because it doesn't really make sense. But yeah, like, if they enable this on warfare, so you can actually drop the supplies and you can just like spam this and build whatever you want at the HQ, that would be hilarious. So yeah, that's not something that I want to see. Alright, that's gonna be it for this video. Please follow me on Twitch if you haven't already. The link is down in the video description, where you can also check out the podcast that we have started with Rasbora and Pterodactyl, talking about video games in general and talking a bit about Hell Let Loose. So definitely check that out. The link, again, will be in the video description. And as always, thank you for watching, and I hope I will catch you in the next one.